Freud psychoanalytic theory. Sigmund Freud proposed a theory of personality that is known as psychoanalytic theory. So, according to him, the human personality is made up of three major areas of human mind that is known as id, ego, superego. And all these major areas are interrelated and inseparable. The first major area is id, that present at birth, and it is the reservoir of all psychological energies and instinct. The id contains life or sexual instinct and death or aggressive instinct. Id is the reservoir of instinct. It is vital source directly related to the satisfaction of bodily needs. That's why it is known as, it acts on pleasure principle. So when we are satisfying the needs, we are achieving pleasure or gratification. So that's why it is known as it acts on pleasure principle. And according to get gratification, there are two methods are operated by id. The first one, reflex action. Reflex action, for example, cuffing, which relieve unpleasant sensation at once. So that is the reflex action. Another method is primary process thinking. Primary process thinking, that is done by forming a mental image of an object or situation that partially satisfies the instinct and relieves tension or the uncomfortable feeling. It's like a daydreaming. Here the person is forming a mental image of an object or situation and partially satisfy the instinct. So these are the two methods of gratification of the id. And id needs immediate gratification or immediate satisfaction of needs, and it does not think the reality or the its action how much cause pain to others. It does not think that. So it usually it works on unconscious mind. Next one, ego. Ego is acts between id and superego. So actually ego, it mediates id and superego. And ego is the rational master of personality. It helps the id to obtain necessary tension reduction. The ego, with awareness of reality, decides when and in what manner the instinct can best be satisfied. So, ego always helps it in which manner the satisfaction have to be done. The ego is the executive of the personality because it uses cognitive abilities to manage and control it. So actually the ego that will help the id to control his instinct in a desired manner. So ego that acts between id and superego, and the id and id and ego, that is completely selfish. And ego that acts on conscious level. It is in unconscious level, but ego in conscious level. And the last one, that is the third component or third major area, is superego. Superego is the last component of personality function for the development of personality and respect the voice of morality and the rule of parents, society, and the power of authority, etc. It is the moral arm of personality. It represents the ideal rather than the real. So superego actually focus on the moral principles or the rules or the perfection principles. and its main area is the it mainly represents the ideal rather than the real. It is the conscience, the inner voice that says that you did something wrong. Superego main concern is discrimination, to decide whether something is right or wrong, so that person can act in accordance with the moral standards authorized by conventional society. So superego actually deals with rules and moral principles. But in ego, there is no that much perfection principle. It is mainly on reality principle. But it is based on pleasure principle. So that is regarding the psychoanalytic theory of Sigmund Freud. Here there will be the unconscious level, it is working, ego working at conscious level, and superego working at preconscious level or subconscious level. So in a conclusion, we can say that it is a part of unconscious mind. It contains our needs, drives, instinct, and repressed mind or repressed thoughts. Then it acts on pleasure principle. Ego is a part of conscious mind. It touches with reality, strives to balance the needs of id and superego in socially acceptable ways. And its main principle is reality. And superego parts of conscious mind, preconscious mind or the subconscious mind, also a part of conscious mind. Okay, source of one's conscience counteracts the socially undesirable impulses of the id, and it is based on moral principle. So it is based on instinct or pleasure principle, ego based on reality principle, superego based on morality principle or the perfection principle.